Can we be heard? All right, how about now? Can you hear me, guys? Let's find out. We'll hear shortly. Change that on Musk. Brilliant. Cheers, Ali. Appreciate that. You can hear me now. Yes, here we go. Okay, well, thank you so much for waiting just while I sorted out that technical issue. It is my first time running the stream tonight, so just be aware that things might not be as slick as they usually are. Now, usually, obviously, I'd be here with both Dom and with Aaron. However, Aaron is off saving lives because he's very, very busy with a lovely new job that he's doing. So all power to him. Congratulations on that. And Dom is on his way. But he's being a slow boy. Dom, if you are watching, get over here, you penis. But today we're going to be talking tier lists. We're going to be talking about the meta, how everything's going with competitive Warhammer 40k at the moment. So it's going to be a really interesting one, I think, in terms of where we're at, where we're going, and what it might what it might look like over the next couple of months until we see the next data slate. So it's worth thinking that we've probably got maybe 2 more months, max, I would say, of this current meta. It's starting to settle a little bit, but I think as we say settle, it's an interesting one because it's such a diverse meta that there is a possibility that this won't fully settle. If we have a look at the recent Meta Monday article, you can see all sorts of different high performing lists. One of them, which I thought was quite interesting from Colorado, was that there was a World Eaters list that went 6-0. And when the World Eaters nerf kind of happened, everyone shat the bed a little bit and went, oh my God, our army's dead. We've got the Custodes treatment. It's done. But actually, it's looking okay right now. Now, as a Dark Angels player, I'm currently going, oh no, my codex is terrible. However, they're great. They're still so powerful, but Space Marines rather than specifically Dark Angels. How'd you get in? Let me in. Let's talk wargaming. Okay, right. Hang on, Dom. we're gonna try and call Dom in now. So this might blow everything up. So I do apologise if it blows everything up, but we're going to try and get Dom in. So you're going to hear a nice live call. Dom, you better pick up this damn call. This is what happens when we get live spiciness going on. Dom, can you be heard? Okay, right. Let me go and try and I've got you in the call. So now, yeah, I can you hear me? He can hear me, but he can only hear me in that. So, so I can hear him hearing me, guys. So we're getting there. What we're going to do is we are going to very quickly we're going to get there here, fellas. Right. Now we're learning on the fly here, fellas. Technical difficulties. I would need one of those like technical difficulties things to see if that would work. Thank you so much for everyone staying with us and bearing with this complete nonsense. Well, that's not worked, does it? I do, Dom, but it's going really well here. Oh, right, right, guys, we're getting here. We're getting there. We are going to go quiet for a second. Right. Okay, guys. Do apologise for this. What we will do, because we can't seem to get Dom in, is Dom, we're going to have you in the chat. Guys, we're going to have everyone in the chat. Cue lobby music on the screen. Yeah, Ryan, you're right. Yeah, so that was a bit of a saga. What we'll do is we'll do this tier list. We're probably going to do a slightly shorter podcast today because obviously we're having technical difficulties out the wazoo. However, we're going to save it. I'm going to make this an enjoyable podcast. There we go. Fine, he's agreed. And guys, everyone, if you can chip in terms of what's going on, that is greatly appreciated. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear what your hot takes are. I want to hear where you think the meta's going. Do you think it's balanced? Do you think it's fair? Hit us with whatever information it is. So, let us begin by opening up our lovely, lovely tier list on here. So, as you can see, here is our tier list. We're going to be discussing how each faction is performing. And we've got S, A, B, C, D, and that's it. So that will be enough for this. We're going to consider S to be winning our GT. You know what? Let's change these. So winning GTs. Winning UKTC GTs. Then winning GTs, winning RTTs, good against your mates, and then the poo tier, which I think is the very important tier, and we can already start like so. But can we start like so? Is Admech in the poo tier, guys? That is the question. Are they complete and utter garbage? Let's start with the meta is incredibly balanced right now. Yeah, absolutely. So this is the Necron tier. Okay, right. Well, we can kind of immediately say, yeah, sure, the Necron tier. They're winning. So I think we saw a really interesting stat this week that Josh Roberts, who is obviously an incredible player, kicks my ass like an absolute little bitch. He is currently I can't remember what his exact match score is, but he's dropped 50 points over every tournament he's played in, which includes Northampton GT, Nottingham GT, the Goonhammer event. And I think there was another one that he played at recently. He played. I think he went 4-1 at the recent Birmingham tournament. Not sure what it was called, but yeah, Necrons. We know they're going to have a bit of a nerf. We know that Catan are a little bit on the cheap side, and we know that their characters are also a little bit on the cheap side as well. They're going to be quite easy to balance because you just sort of poke those guys up a couple of points. Their damage output isn't really all there, in my opinion. They have some great plays. I think maybe Immortals will get a little tickle. I don't think they deserve a little tickle. But there's some really good options with Necrons. Now that's more talking about the Canoptic Court. So they are very durable, survivable, good at doing secondaries in that one. But the really strong secondary one would obviously be the Grey Knight Necrons, where they can jump up and jump down. Obviously, that has spawned the famous meme of a monolith going in someone's bum on turn 1. Monoliths are great. It's interesting to see them in UKTC though, because obviously they were a lot stronger perhaps in the US because of the player placed terrain. These bigger models do tend to be a little bit better in player placed terrain because you can get those lines where they can get out of your deployment zone a little bit easier. So it's less so doing that in UKTC. Makes things a heck of a lot more difficult for things like monoliths. But I think that that is the one that's seeing the most play at the moment and probably has the best secondary play. If we see more of a focus towards WTC scoring, maybe Necrons start dipping down the list a little bit because they're always going to basically score 9 on 100. But can they stop their opponent scoring that as well? Possibly with their primary denial, but that's got a lot of questions. Okay, I think we've spoken enough about Necrons. Necrons are smelly little bastards at the top of the pile currently. I'm going to take Admech out of here. They might end up back in the poo pile, but we'll take it. But they are good against your mates. Okay, so that's an interesting take because I think they're a little bit more on the winning RTTs front. I think they've got that potential with the Oops All War Dogs list to take down at least an RTT. I think once you get into winning UKTC GTs and winning GTs, maybe pilots can sort of put it up a little bit. But in terms of taking down those bigger tournaments, I think there is just too much damage output across the board, which just stops that. Too many big guns for winning RTTs, yeah. Yes, okay. No, I think Dom's convinced me there. So we'll put that in good against your mates. Everyone's got hunter killer missiles. Yeah, and that's a really good point. The amount of single shot missiles that's all they need to take down these targets. That starts getting real rough for things like Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights. Votan do well against them. Votan do very well into Votan do very well into the do apologise. He's trying to jump in. Votan do very well into anything with big single models, I think. So yes, but we'll come on to Votan a little bit later. We're going to try and quickly get Dom back in and see if this works. Because we love Dom and we want to hear him. So let's get Dom in. We've got a link. We're going to put him in. And we'll see if this works, guys. Thank you so much for bearing with us in this complete nonsense of a podcast. I hope everyone's enjoying it so far. We've currently still got 7 of you watching, which personally I think is a fucking miracle, given how much of a clusterfuck this has been. But hey, you know what? We're learning. And that's the most important bullshit. So, what we'll do is Dom is in. Dom is in, so we can see Dom. Let's add him in. Then let's get his. Let's try and get you in, Dom. This is very exciting. Very exciting, guys. Let's add him to C2. Right. We are trying to learn on the fly here. To be perfectly honest, I don't think it's working. We like me. I don't like me currently. I'm annoyed at myself. Because I can't hear a word he's saying. It's very exciting like this. Very, very exciting. So, why is it, Dominic, that you're not in this room? Why? Tell me. It's simply being a little bastard. Let's try one more time and see if this will work. Okay? I do apologise, guys. Paul's in here laughing at me, probably going to call me a dickhead. I don't blame you, Paul. I am a fucking dickhead. But application audio capture. Have we got something? Have we got something? Right, okay. We're gonna restart the stream, guys. So we're gonna end the broadcast quickly, and then we're gonna start back again.